Chapter 36. Liam's POV. 55 vouchers. The gravel crunched under our feet as we walked away from the house, the night air sharp in my lungs. Angela stayed close to me, her posture straight, her face carefully neutral. Too controlled. Too quiet. My heart ached as I watched her, her steady rhythm, her composure, everything. I should have known that dinner would be a bad idea. I should have anticipated my parents doing something like this, but I didn't, and because of that mistake, Angela looked like she had been through a lot. I was halfway to the car with her when my mother's voice cut through the darkness. "Liam Kingston, you don't get to walk away from me. Have some respect for your father," she said, her voice ice cold. I stopped. I felt Angela pause too, her fingers brushing mine, hesitant, like she was deciding whether to let go. "Come back," my mother said. "This doesn't need to end like this. You know more than anyone that all we do is look out for you. That's what we always do. It doesn't always have to end in fights." I turned slowly, anger flaring hot and sudden. I was done. Completely done. One more word, one more calculated look, and I was going to say things that couldn't be taken back. Here I was, thinking that somehow, things could be different this time. I thought we could just be done with this charade. Guess I was wrong. "I think it does," I said coldly. My father stood beside her, his expression tight. Ethan's absence felt loud, like a mess that had been made and conveniently left behind for us to clean up. My mother's gaze shifted to Angela. "I would hate for misunderstandings to linger. If there's nothing to hide, you both don't need to walk away. We can," that was it. Something inside me snapped. "I don't care what you hate," I started, my voice rising despite myself. "You crossed a line when you invited that scumbag here, Mum." My words trailed off as Angela turned suddenly. She didn't look at me at first. She looked at them. Her hand closed around my wrist, firm, grounding, and she pulled me just a step forward with her, not behind me, not hiding. Beside her. The movement stole the words right out of my mouth. "Thank you for dinner. It was lovely to meet the people that birthed and raised Liam," Angela said quietly. Her voice wasn't shaky. It wasn't defensive. It was calm in a way that demanded attention. "But we're leaving," my mother blinked, clearly unprepared. Angela continued, still holding on to me. "Liam and I have something real. Something you wouldn't understand because you view relationships as transactions." The air went still. I felt my heart slam hard against my ribs. "This isn't about convenience or strategy," she said, her chin lifting just slightly. "And it isn't something either of us needs to prove to you. This is our relationship and we decided how we want to live. Your consent matters, but from the looks of it, I don't think you'd ever see me as a transaction. But Liam sees differently. That's all that matters to me." For a moment, no one spoke. Then Angela turned, her grip tightening briefly on my wrist before she let go and walked toward the car, head high, shoulders back, not once looking behind her. I followed automatically. Because what the hell else could I do? My pulse thundered as I opened the door for her, my mind. 12:09 Monday, January 26 GR. Chapter 36. Spinning. That wasn't in the plan. That wasn't rehearsed. That wasn't necessary. 55 vouchers. And yet she'd done it anyway. By the time I slid into the driver's seat, my hands were shaking. Was that acting? Or had she meant it? I pulled away from the estate without another glance back. We drove in silence. Not the comfortable kind. The kind thick with things neither of us knew how to say yet. Streetlights passed in long, glowing streaks. Angela stared out the window, her reflection faint against the glass. After a few minutes, I slowed and pulled over onto a quiet side street. "Angela." She turned to me. "Yeah. Thank you," I said honestly. "You didn't have to do that." She gave a small, tired smile. "You got it worse than I did." I frowned. "That's not." "It is," she said gently. "Your mum wasn't trying to scare me off. She was trying to put you back in line." I exhaled slowly. "And Ethan?" I asked. Her expression hardened just a fraction. "He wasn't confessing love or anything dramatic, although I think that's what he wanted to do. And I think he's obsessed with beating you. He was just jealous and insecure." He doesn't like that I'm not available to him anymore. That's all, I asked. She nodded. He doesn't love me, Liam. I'd know if he did, and honestly, I don't really care. He just doesn't like losing. Relief hit me so hard it was. I won't ever do. To you, I said quietly. I won't make you feel small or disposable. No girl will come between us. She looked at me for a long moment. Then she smiled, soft, grateful. Thank you, she said. But remember, we're fake dating. The word stung more than I expected. That means, she continued, one day you'll meet someone else. Someone real. Someone who would love you for real. Don't ever forget that. You deserve to be loved, Liam. I swallowed. I didn't know how to tell her that I didn't plan to. That the idea of anyone else felt wrong. So I said nothing. We drove the rest of the way home quietly. When we got inside, Angela yawned and rubbed her eyes. I'm exhausted, she said. I think I'm just going to sleep. Yeah, I replied. Of course. She paused, then surprised me by squeezing my arm lightly before heading down the hall. Once she was gone, I sank onto the couch, running a hand through my hair. Marcus called 10 minutes later. So, he said without preamble. How'd the dinner go? I laughed once, bitter. Disastrous. He waited. My mother invited Ethan. Ambushed us. Tried to expose the relationship. Pushed Angela until I thought she'd break. And, he asked softly, and I exhaled. She didn't, I said quietly. She stood up for us. For me. There was a pause on the line, like he was debating what to say. Next. 12:09 Monday, January 26 G. Chapter 36. That doesn't sound fake, he finally muttered, and I sighed again. That's what scares me. Marcus sighed. You're in trouble. I know. No, he corrected. You're falling. And you're doing it in a situation where you're not supposed to. 55 vouchers. I rubbed my face, my thoughts messy. She defended me, Marcus. Not for show. Not to score points. She chose me. Then what's the problem? The problem, I said slowly, is that she thinks this ends. And I don't know how to convince her it doesn't, without making us her run. Another pause. This one was longer. Be careful, Marcus said finally. Women like Angela don't stay where they feel like placeholders. I know, I said quietly. After the call ended, I stared at the ceiling for a long time. Because for the first time, the biggest threat to this arrangement wasn't my parents. It was the fact that somewhere between pretending and surviving, I'd started wanting something real. And I wasn't sure how to stop. Tian. Comment. Send gift. B. A.D.